Well, here we are at the first annual art exhibit for the Southern High School Ceramics program. We've got it set up at the Hall of Governors in the government complex in Adelup, Guam. The student work is all laid out, pinch pots, coil, slab, and so on down the tables on both sides. There are some rather nice pieces here. Some of the students really worked hard. Some of them tried to get original and mix some of the glazes. The design work is real good. This one is very well done. He was nice and neat with it. Turned out rather well. Got one with vines and hearts on it there. A lottie stone. Got several of them here. This is a coil piece that turned out rather nicely. Sorry for the glare. There's windows on all four sides here, so the sunlight comes through. Okay. Some of the pieces the students spent a lot of time on. This particular one here, a honey pot with a bee on top. The bee has a little red scarf. This girl decided she wanted to get a little more creative than most. The coil projects included a number of rather large mugs, heavy duty. You could probably knock somebody out with that thing. It weighs them so much. Others got a little bit more creative with it. This one has the dragon-headed snake all the way around, four spout. Unfortunately, the handle came off in the kiln. Have to see what we can do to alleviate that problem. Some of the boxes turned out rather nice. In some cases, I brought the cardboard maquette that they had to make beforehand. They had to make the box three-dimensionally in cardboard before they could get their clay to make the box out of clay. Some of them, it allowed them to get a little bit more creative. This one here, she did a basket weave design all the way around, and when she transferred it to clay, she actually did real well. It turned out real nice. Some of them had fun with being able to cut away and do different things with the clay. They didn't believe me when I told them, just as you can cut away the cardboard, you can cut away the clay. So some of them had fun cutting away at it. Here's a nice one. The girl's going to put little tea, those little tea candles in there to make it light up at night. This one I was really impressed with. This is a pinch pot, believe it or not. He put feet on the bottom of it, and the detail on this is incredible. He carved this all out by hand and glazed it real nice. Turned out real well. One of my pieces that just happened to be in the kiln load that I unloaded this morning for this show. The plates, some of them got very creative. Made in Malesso, that's one of the southern villages. This one kind of got the idea when I told them to use smaller designs to make a larger overall design. He used the word Fanili, which is a neighborhood that he lives in, and he adjusted the letters all the way across to come up with an overall design. This one turned out real well. All of these are stamped and carved. Unfortunately, a lot of the carved plates did not survive the firing, or even the drying for that matter in most cases. Everywhere they carved tended to crack and come apart. Here's one with a palm tree and the bay, the sun coming up there. This one's a nice one. It would have been nicer if they hadn't broke off the first corner and then cut the other ones to match, but it turned out okay. This one I think is one of the better ones. The girl very lightly carved this turtle in the surface and then glazed it in. Turned out rather nice. Some of these, they got very creative with their three-dimensional. They cut the pieces out, scratch and slip them on the outside in order to give it some nice visual as well as tactile textures. Even this one, the clouds are scratch and slipped on the outside. So some of these really turned out well. This one is another one with holes in it to put little candles in there, shine out when it's dark. Another one, here's the box, the cardboard box they had to make first, and then the clay box that went with it. These coil projects, some of them came up with something that was halfway decent. Got a little one here with a little lid on it. Some nice designs and colors on this one. I like this one, has a rose here on the top, but the vine is around the outside. The vine comes down inside and has another flower on the end of it there. Several of them made pouring vessels, little pitchers. Not too bad. Some of them wanted to make sure that lip was long enough to pour from. This one I told her she had to make the handle kind of match the shape of the mug, so she did, and it makes it a comfortable 3 fingers for me. Well, I hope you enjoyed the show as much as the tourists did when they came in. There were so many of them here all at once, 3 bus loads of them, and they were all wanting explanations on how this came about and how the students made them and everything else. So I was busy explaining to them and didn't get any pictures of the place full of tourists. Kind of like the way this one turned out. It could have been a little bit neater with the glazing, but it turned out okay. Some of them just wanted to experiment, so they dripped and drizzled glazes to come up with different color combinations inside. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully I'll be able to get some pictures tomorrow with the place full of tourists. Thank you. Enjoy.